Hello, wonderful people. How you doing? I know there's no one in the chat because I can tell because it says there that there's zero in. But I thought I'd say hello. How the devil are you? I'm quite enjoying doing these live chats. So I thought I'm not doing anything today. I'm in the house. I've had an optician's appointment. I've been down the allotment and I've had a poorly chicken. Let me just move this camera because I'm getting a bit of light from the window. That's better. So yeah, had a poorly chicken. So I went down to the allotment. I picked her up and I've got her in the back garden here, in her old rabbit hutch. Hi Bex, how you doing? And I was going to say, I think she's just got a bad stomach. I think it's just like a parasite or something, which is hopefully, touch wood, should get it sorted. If not, then I can nurse her here for a while. But fingers crossed. She looks alright. She's eating, she's drinking, so she's here. Had an optician's appointment because Specsavers messed me around, telling me that my eyes had got really bad. I needed new glasses and this, that, and the other. And they gave me glasses, and the glasses were rubbish. And then so I decided to go to a local independent opticians, and they turned around to me and said, "You don't need any new glasses. Your glasses are fine. In fact, your eyes are a little bit better." And it was sorted. So don't go to Specsavers, people. Start supporting your own independent, opticians, because they give you I've had the best eye test I've ever had today. Seriously, best eye test I've ever had. The guy checked me over from top to bottom. He did scans. He did all of this. He must have spent half an hour with me. And yet you go to Specsavers, it's like bish bash bosh, in out, and they just get rid of you, try and sell you glasses. That's all they're on about in Specsavers. Whenever I go there, it's always like bish bash bosh, try and flog your glasses. This guy, this is how it worked today. He said to me, "There's never so slight change in your glasses." He goes, "But the ones you're wearing are fine." He said, "So it's up to you if you change them or not." He goes, "Me personally," he goes, "I wouldn't bother." And this is a guy who makes his money from your eyes, and he's like, "Nah, keep them." So just goes to show, doesn't it? Anyhow, I'm going to make a brew, so bear with me. I'll put the kettle on. So I hope you've all been well. I got my tripod out, so this could be interesting. Trying to brew up. By the way, this is. Oh, don't know why it's reconnecting. It's typical, innit? Specsavers. It's crazy. Right, so I'm going to brew up. So how's everyone doing with seed situation? I still haven't sowed any seeds yet this year. Just light this gas. So I still haven't sown any seeds yet this year. No, none whatsoever. I basically, because of the weather, I've been putting it off constantly. I've decided that I'm not going to do any until this next storm front passes, which is apparently this weekend, because I don't want a cold frame and a greenhouse full of seeds and then they all get knocked over or blown on the floor and stuff. Yeah, I did that, sowing old tomato seeds. I did that last year, and pretty much every single one germinated, and I ended up with tons of tomatoes, which was great because we eat loads of tomatoes anyway. But yeah, they all seem to be fine. I've got a massive box of seeds that I've got to go through. I've got to get my chilies in. My chilies were going to go in 3 weeks ago, and then I put it off because of this cold snap and stuff. Because, I mean, I've only got, you see my house, this is my kitchen, it's not exactly massive. I haven't got loads of space to put plants on windowsills. And our last frost day in Shropshire is March, so that basically means that if I sow too early, I can end up with windowsills just full of stuff, and it becomes a nightmare. And you know what it's like with compost on the windowsill, central heating, you get those horrible little flies. I mean, they don't do you any harm, but it's not something you want on your windows and things, so I tend not to bother sowing too early, and I find that everything catches up. Tetley's tea bags today, folks. Ready? In the cup, first time. If you could have seen that, it was genius. Yeah, so I thought as well. I thought as well. I didn't think as well. I noticed that the things that I sowed last year early. My dog kicking the tripod. The things I sowed last year early didn't do as well as the things I sowed late. The things I sowed late caught up and romped away and had really good harvest from, really good crops. Sweet corn, for example, was the late. The ones that I sowed that were early didn't do as well. So everything just catches up. Anyway, don't have a look inside the fridge. Oh, that's good if you've got chilies on the go. Like I said, I should have done mine earlier, but I didn't. But I find they catch up as long as you get them in like February time. Here's my fridge. We had curry yesterday, but I want to show you folks these. This is half the size of it was. I went to the butcher's and asked for a massive big bag of bones to make some stock with, because I'm trying to eat less meat. So I'm trying to eat less meat and eat more sustainably, and I'm not buying supermarket meat, and I'm buying it locally and all that kind of thing. And what's the dog doing? He hasn't been very well lately, so I'm keeping an eye on him. So I trying to eat less meat, and I thought one of the ways I can do it is like start making my own stock, because then that means that my veggie meals taste a bit more meatier. And I'm a meat eater. I'm not going to go vegan veggie altogether, but I quite like that taste of meat. So yeah, I got some free bones from the butcher. He gave me a massive bag. So I made 2 litres of stock, concentrated down stock yesterday, which will be cooked for tea today, because I'm thinking today we're going to have sausage and mash with onion gravy. So yeah, I bone broth stock, so that should you know, help me, you know, get that meaty tasty graviness, but without buying, you know, cheap crap horrible meat to do so. And I'm not a big fan of these stock pots and this, that and the other, because they're not as good. Anyway, let's make this brew. So yeah, my whistly kettle. I went about 3 years ago to pick up some rocks. Oh, who's the pot from? Onion gravy. It's great, isn't it? It's lovely. It's lovely. I don't know why I'm talking like a Yorkshireman. Is that Yorkshire? Put onions into gravy and whippets into field. Oh, by the way, because every now and again it keeps saying reconnecting. I don't know why, because I've got super fast fibre broadband and I'm routers over there. But is the signal dropping? Just is it picture dropping, sound dropping, or anything? And just message me. You know, put a chat up while I stir my tea bag. But yeah, I went to pick up some rocks about longer than that, maybe 4 years ago, from a guy who'd knocked down an old dry stone wall in the next village over. Yeah, there is a buffering rail. Come on, I don't know why that is. I think my internet's playing off, which is bizarre, because I'm in the house. But anyway, we went to pick some rocks up from for a dry stone wall that was being knocked down, and the guy next to a hedge had a big pile of metal that was going out for the scrap man, and in there was a kettle. And I was just like, what? I said, oh, is that kettle broke, is it, mate? And he's like, no, he goes, we just had a new one, so we've thrown it there for the scrap man. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, can I have it? And he was like, yeah. So I took the kettle, and the idea was I was going to have it for down the allotment or fishing. I thought I'd just sterilise it, it'll be fine, boiling water, it's all good. There she is. And then our kettle, about a week later, broke. We had an electric kettle. So rather than buy an electric one, I just went to the shed and got my fishing kettle, which is that kettle, which is the kettle I found in a hedge. So my other half, she's quite fussy about certain things. So she'd have known that this kettle came from a hedge. She would not have had it in the house. Whereas I'm not bothered. It's sterile. It's going to get used with boiling water. It's all good. Sorry, just get rid of my tea bag. So about last week before, she said to me, she goes, by the way, she goes, where did that kettle come from? She said, I don't ever remember us buying it. And I said, oh yeah, it's the one I found. She was like, what do you mean you found it? I was like, I found it in a hedge. She was like, what do you mean you found it in a hedge? I was like, yeah. I said, I went to pick up some rocks for the rockery. I said, and it was in the hedge, and I picked it up out of the hedge. She was like, so for the last like 3 years, we've been drinking out of a kettle that found in the hedge. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. And I was like, it saved us a fortune. Well, it's not saved us a fortune, but it saved us 20 quid in a kettle. Recycle. Doesn't bother me at all. Oh, tea's almost ready. Right, so what's everyone been up to? There's 4 of you in. I've heard from at least 2 of you. Let's have a look. Sorry, because I'm on my phone, it's not that easy to see everyone. Okay, I don't think there's any questions there. I don't think I've missed anyway. Yeah, so Paulie Chicken, she's all right. I tell you what, should we go and have a look? Well, actually, I might not get signal at the garden. Just bear with me a sec. Yeah, I said to her, guys, there could have been mice living in it and all sorts, but no, it wasn't. To be fair, it was just next to like an old radiator and stuff. And this guy's house was amazing. It was like a really nice big country house. And I imagine that kettle 10 years ago when he bought it new was probably expensive. But yeah, he just put a big pile of metal because he was having a sort out for the scrap man, and the kettle was on top of the pile next to the hedge. And I was like, brilliant, I'll have it. I'll have that. I got it. I got boiled, not noiled. Yeah, I have no idea what noiled was, but it made me chuckle. But yeah, I got it. Yeah, so the chicken's all right. She's well, I'm hoping she's going to be all right. Fingers crossed. Just it's always a bit, when you get a poorly animal, you just think, oh. But hopefully I can look after her here. I'll go out and check her in a bit because I couldn't always check her on the allotment. See, I couldn't check her, every 12 hours or whatever. But she needs to clean because I think she's got that vent gleat or geat. And I think it's probably from worms or something, because obviously they're outdoors chickens, so they are in the mud and the dirt and everything all day picking at worms. And I do give them diatomaceous earth in their feed, which helps a lot. But they probably, it's springtime, so yeah, they're due to worming, which is what I normally do. I normally get that worm food where the worm food. It's not worm food, Ross, is it? It's normally get that chicken food with the wormer in it, and the one where you can still eat the eggs, Vermex or Vermitex. She's away from the rest of the flock, so if she has got worms, it's all good. But they're due to be cleaned out now for spring because they get cleaned all the time anyway. But then they get a massive big deep clean every season when I scrape everything out and put all new stuff in and all that kind of stuff. So they're due that. So fingers crossed, but it's always a bit sad when a chicken gets a bit poorly. Animal gets a bit poorly. It's all right, mate. It's not too bad with the storms. It's really weird. We didn't have much rain here the last few days. We've had a bit of rain, but not like really heavy rain. We had a bit of snow, and then today I went down, and a lot of the paths were flooded, more than I've seen for a long time. And I thought, crikey, we've had some water. But then I thought to myself, well, because my allotment's built on an old pipe stream, I imagine it's just a natural water table. So, even rain 8 mile away, technically can run into the streams and the gullies. And then obviously, because there's a stream that goes through there that's piped, and the water, there's a natural water table there. So it was pretty wet today. In fact, one of the apple trees that I planted, I had to dig it back up, and I put it in a pot because where I wanted it to go, and where I thought was pretty dry was just under that much water on the surface. And obviously, so there's how much water there is underneath, and I thought it's just going to rot in there, and then we're going to get a frost, it's going to kill it. So I dug it up and put it in a pot. It'd only been planted a week, not even that, 5 days. So hopefully that should be fine. It was a Cox's Orange Pippin apple tree from Tesco's. Two for a tenner. I ended up getting 6 trees in total. But yeah, I had to dig that up because just crazy weather, and I thought there's more rain forecast now, so it's not going to dry out. So potentially that apple tree could be sitting in water for 2, maybe 3 weeks, which is going to kill it. So it had to come up. Ah, good cup of tea. I want to show you my tea. See the colour of tea. Should be a very dark tan tea. Shouldn't look like tea shake. Shouldn't be milky. Should be strong, and should be tea. Ah, tea. What else was I going to do? I thought about doing some cooking, but oh, builder's tea. Yeah, you want to stand the spoon up in it, like quicksand. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, a lot of people around where I live, because I live in Telford in Shropshire, and I consider myself to be a Shropshire person because my family were in Shropshire before Telford was created. But then there's a lot of people that come to Shropshire because of Telford, because when all the mines and stuff are here, so they kind of like overspill town for Birmingham and Liverpool and Newcastle and places. And those people, or a lot of those people, drink what we call Telford tea, and it's horrible tea, and it's like whiter than that tea. Ugh. No, wouldn't thank you for it. If you gave me a cup of that tea, I'd just be like, and throw it and give you the cup back. No, horrible, hideous stuff. Ugh. Proper tea, proper tea. Anyway, wait. What was I talking about? Did I got distracted on tea? Oh yeah, I was going to do some cooking, but I don't know if I can be bothered. I might just have a really easy tea tonight. We've got some Quorn chicken nuggets. I'll show you. These bad boys, they do southern fried and they do sweet and smoky barbecue. I have to say, hi Rachel, how you doing? I have to say, because me trying to eat less meat at the moment, we've gone down, right, I worked it out, we were eating meat roughly every meal. That's 21 meals a week of eating meat, and now we're eating meat about 7 times a week, sometimes less, and it is saving us a fortune on cost of food. It's ridiculous, and I don't miss, I love meat, and I could quite happily kill a chicken and eat it. I'm not doing anything like that for ethical reasons. I mean, I want my own pigs. I would love to raise pigs. I would happily kill them myself. I would happily eat them. Job done. Well, that's not happily, but I would do it. I don't think anyone should take pleasure out of killing an animal, but you get where I'm coming from. But certain things, we found that the smoky barbecue, sweet and smoky barbecue, or the southern fried bites, they are better than chicken nuggets from anywhere. We used to buy Iceland chicken nuggets because they were pretty good for chicken nuggets, and they were 100% British breast, so I was quite happy with them. And the rugby was on the other day. Oh, buffered again. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's buffering. Next live I'll restart my internet. But the rugby was on the other day. My mate came around, and he's a big meat eater, and I said I'd do some chips and stuff at half time, and I chucked a bag of those in the deep fat fryer, and he was eating them away, and I said to him, he goes, "Bet you can't tell they're Quorn, can you?" And he was like, "No, I hadn't realised." He was like, "They're really good," and he just goes to show. And even he said they were really, really good, and he doesn't really eat any vegetarian food ever, and they just taste just like KFC. And it's £1.50 for a bag, and you normally get about 12 in a bag, and stick some hot sauce on them. Amazing. Right, I saw a comment pop up. Southern fried bite, yeah, they are delicious. Are you veggie then, Rachel, or vegan? I can't remember. There's so many different people that I speak to. I didn't know some. Hello, Homestead Odyssey. How you doing? Hope you're alright. How's things? I can't remember where you are. I'm rubbish with names and places, and I apologise to everyone. I want to say you're in North Carolina. I'm going to have a guess with North Carolina or South Carolina. Somewhere there. I'm probably completely wrong. Put me out of my misery, please. Wyoming. See, to be fair, I don't even know if North Carolina is near Wyoming, to be fair. My American geography is pants. Big sweaty pants. Yeah, so, so in this whole process of eating less meat and eating more sustainable stuff and going to the butchers and buying bones, flexitarian. That's really cool. See, I on a Facebook page called Veganish. Alright, so I said it going veganish. But no, yeah, flexitarian, I quite like that. See, I believe that we're just omnivores, aren't we? Basically, we're bears. We are we're just like a grizzly bear, or like a chimpanzee, uh, or even most monkey ape species will eat. You're not going to pass up protein. It's just survival. If a chimpanzee eats fruits and vegetables, buffet again. If it's either dead or dying chicken, it's just going to go, poof, free food and eat it. And I just think that's kind of like how we need to be. We need to go back to that pre-industrial farming method of meat every meal. It's not needed. We don't need it. Our grandparents didn't do it, so why should we do it? It's rubbish, and the meat we eat's crap and cheap and horrible. There's only one cheap meat we're buying at the moment. That's because my daughter really loves it, and I'm not going to stop her because. And to be fair, made scouse the other day. Woohoo! So this is the non-local meat that we buy because my daughter loves it, and I'm not going to dictate to her because she does so well with her veggie food. In fact, she's the reason that we're doing all of this. Hang on a second. Condensation in my fridge. Salami. Aldi salami. She loves it. So. And a carrot out for the dog. So yeah, it's where is he? Where's he gone? Here you go, mate. Have a carrot. Do you want your carrot? Excuse me. He's been under the weather, bless him. He's not quite right, but you're not even eating that, have you? You're just going to put it down there. Yeah, not feeling the love today, are you, mate? It's funny actually. There's been a bug going around with dogs now. It's not that he doesn't get walks, but he hasn't been walked a lot lately. It's not that he does need walking, but he's not. He's quite happy with pottering around the garden and stuff, and he has become quite a luxury house dog kind of thing. He likes his creature comforts, and he's dreadful on a walk because he just tries to kill everything: squirrels, pigeons, hedgehogs, whatever he can find. He just wants to go and chase it. Oh, he's a Patterdale Terrier. Do you know? I don't know why it's buffering. Right, I'm gonna go into the lounge, see if it stops buffering. Just bear with me a sec. Drink my tea. Okay. Yeah, Patterdale, or affectionately known as a Twatterdale, because they're twats. Oh, there you are, folks. Absolute nightmare trying to sort a tripod out while I'm live streaming. Right. Yeah, but he hasn't been on a fair few walks, so I don't know how he'd get a bug from anywhere. But he's definitely under the weather. He's definitely under the weather, which is... he's eating his carrot now, you can probably hear him. But yeah, it's strange, really. So what with poorly dog, and also you can tell when he's poorly because he sticks his tail between his legs. Now he's only got a stump of a tail because he's a rescue dog, and whoever had him had his tail cut off because that's what they do with working dogs. And we think, people we rescued him from, they think he was probably an escaped puppy, and he wasn't microchipped, so he could have come from any numerous farms or gypsy camps or anyone that kind of would have Patterdales in the area, and obviously he'd run away and just people just go let him go. And obviously so he was in the rescue centre to rescue him, but whoever had done it had his tail docked as a puppy, so he was probably going to be used as a working dog. But when he's unwell, he tucks his tail down like a little nappy, I suppose. It covers his bum hole and his testicles. So, and he's not very well when he does that. And I'm watching him here eat his carrot. I said, spin the camera around and I'll show you. There he is. See? He tucks his tail in. It's just bizarre. Oh. Yeah, but that's how I know he's not very well. So I've got loads of seeds to sort out. I realised as well the other day that I haven't done my um, seed things to grow in February, so I need to do that. Although February is almost done, driving me up the wall. But yeah, I should have done that ages ago because I had lots of. Oh, you got pastel as well? Cheers, dude. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I don't know why. After I finish this live, I'm going to restart my internet just in case there's kids are at buffered again. By all accounts, greyhounds are quite calm and chilled out, aren't they, in the house? But yeah, so I don't know why it keeps buffering because I've got super fast internet. I'm in home, I'm on the Wi-Fi, nothing else is on, and yet it's buffering. It's ridiculous. I'll get to the bottom of it, restart my router later. So I'm sorry, folks. So, but yeah, I've got so much stuff to do for the channel that it's the channel. I always think it sounds really pretentious when you say that. Oh, the channel. Oh yes, I have so much to do for the channel. I was in a meeting the other day with the BBC, and we were talking about how the channel should manifest itself over the next 12 months. No, it always sounds a bit, but yeah. I got so much to do. I got my February video, which is going to come out in March, but I want to get it up because at least next year I'll go towards analytics, and it means that people start searching for what to show in February. They'll hopefully find me because I, in a weird kind of way, and I said this was never going to happen, I quite like to earn a little bit of income from this channel if I can, because it would make my life so much easier. It was untrue. Even 20 quid a month ticking over would be awesome. It would help pay for seeds and compost and stuff and the odd fruit bush and things like that. Because yeah, so that's what I'd like to do with it. But I am going to doing more art this year. I've decided. And I've got a few. Probably when I spin the camera and I showed you the dog, you probably saw my desk. I've got myself a drawing desk because I mean I was a graphic designer for a long time. Yeah, I am monetized now, mate. Yeah, very chilled, laying on the bed snoring. Yeah, that's what Oliver's been like. That's what Oliver's like in the house. He's a great house dog. He's perfect. He loves being in the house. He loves his creature comforts. He hates going outside when it's wet and it's raining. But on a walk, he's a knobhead. He's an absolute knobhead on a walk. He's just dreadful. So that's one of the reasons I don't walk him, because I'm not small, am I? Come on, I'm a big fat bloke. And he can pull me something crazy on a walk. And what with my back situation, he can actually, he's done it before. He'll see something, he runs, he jolts me, and I get a shooting pain straight on my back, and it's like, oh, you dog. Ah! So yeah, but so I just did that then, and he just looked at me because he's heard that so many times that he knows what it is. Repeat myself. There's no point us walking him in the rain because he hates it. He absolutely hates it. So I don't know where he's got this bug from. I don't think he's even been around another dog for the last like 2 or 3 months. So oh well, probably caught it off me. I probably like picked up some kind of chicken lurgy. Maybe I've got like some kind of like chicken coronavirus weird incubating lurgy, and I've like passed it on to my dog and my chickens. Maybe that's how the zombie apocalypse starts. I don't know. God, I digress. Well, I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, things to do for the channel. So I got to make some videos about sowing seeds, which I want to do for every month of the year. And then I want to make... Oh, what video was I going to do? I had a list of videos written down. There was one that was really interesting. Yes, I want to make a video, a proper video, not any of these live streams, about eating less meat, which I think is quite interesting, but it probably bore everyone to tears. Simply because I just think that I think I've gone on about this before in a live chat. I'm probably repeating myself, and if I am, sorry. But we do so much for the environment, and yet as gardeners we love birds, bees, butterflies, and we do all this kind of stuff to like help nature. I'd say 90%, 99% of all gardeners love nature. That's why we garden. And yet I imagine a massive amount of us goes and buys shitloads of cheap meat, and it's the stuff that we're doing at home is kind of, what's the word, nullified by the fact that we then go and buy really horrible chicken and stuff from like Asda or whatever, and I just think that if we're gonna, I don't want to be a hypocrite gardener. That's what it is. I don't want to be a hypocrite gardener. I don't want to be able to. I don't want to say to people, right, I'm growing wildflowers to help native bees and butterflies, and I'm doing this to help the native birds, and I'm kind of doing all that kind of stuff to help nature, and then I'm going and buying a kilo of £2 of cheap sausages, which have been come from an industrial farm in Surrey, a diesel 4x4 every day. So yeah, I just think there's that element of, if I'm going to be sustainable in my garden, I can be sustainable in my life as well. I hope so. That would be quite cool. But it's the thing about being like, I don't want to be preachy as well. It's like the nice thing about these live chats, and I love these live chats. I talk to all of you because the chances are no one's going to stumble across this and listen to me talk and become a new subscriber from it. It's just like me and my subscribers, me and you lot. We can have a chat. I can swear a bit. I do. I try not to swear in any of my videos, but I can swear a bit in a live chat. I can talk quite openly and candidly about stuff, and I know that kind of only my subs are going to watch it, and only a few of you that really like me, because it's not really something you do is rewatch a live chat if you don't like the person. So it's quite good, and I just think that I don't want to be quite, hey Doja, how you doing? Not seen you for a while, fella. How's things, fella? I might have just then presumed that you're a man, and Richard, I'm really sorry, but it's probably my brain and struggle with names, but I can't think what your name is now. Sorry. Oh yeah. But yeah, so I don't want to be too preachy in the video, but at the same time, I think it's something I want to talk about. So I'm going to make a series of videos on that. Good. Hope everything's well. Hope everything's well. But yeah, no, that's why I quite like these live chats. That's why they're pretty good actually. You can be quite open about certain things. I just think it's like a nice thing to do. You kind of all know a little bit more about my day-to-day life from it, without being too highly polished. I know my videos aren't highly polished anyway, but you know what I mean. If I make mistakes on a video, I edit it out and do it again. But in a live chat, you've kind of just like being down the pub really, or being at a cafe, or being wherever and just chatting to your mates about shit and stuff. Tea's good. What time is it? 3:30. I've got nothing to do today till I pick my other half up from work. It's great. No kids because they're at grandparents. Bliss. I was going to get in the garden this afternoon after opticians, but it looks like it's going to rain, and I can't be doing with going out in the rain. I'm as bad as a dog for going out in the rain. I was just about to say then, it's not buffered for a bit, and then it's buffered again. Damn thing. I'm tempted to see if I can get my laptop on the go, but I might do that another day. What was I else going to show you? What was I going to say to you about? Yeah, so I'm not cooking because I'm going to do sausage and mash, I think, and obviously, so that I just cook that fresh straight away. There's no prep involved to that. But one of the days, I think I might even do a live and cook from my live. I might do a veggie spaghetti bolognese. Tastes just like normal spaghetti bolognese. Yeah, we've been eating that quite a lot actually. And what with the beef stock. Oh, I missed. It's the problem with the phone. You only get half a chat message. Excuse me. Oh, cool. That's pretty good. I need some more snow. I need some more snowdrops. Snowdrops that are under my hedge, because south is that way and my hedge is here. So my head is my house. My hedge is here. South is that way. The snowdrops that were grown under the hedge have now decided to migrate into next door's garden because they get more sun. It's like So yeah, so the lovely snowdrops I had are now in next door's garden, and I've got a couple. It's like my snowdrops are escaping me. So I need to plant some more really. I just plant them way over that side, so as they migrate, they have to come past the house. I swear they get up in the night and just walk over to next doors. Yeah, I had to pop round to next door the other day to knock the door for something. I don't really speak to them, we're not friends or anything like that, but and I noticed that they had a lovely line of snowdrops under their hedge, and I was like, they're my snowdrops, they're mine. But oh well, plant some more, Roscoe, plant some more. Or I could sneak around there in the night and dig them up. It's not a bad idea, Ross. It's not a bad idea at all. No, I'm not going to do that before the police come knocking on my door. Oh, seeds. I'm going to get my seeds out. Hang on. Ah, Christmas present. Drawing easel. I haven't used that yet. I need to use that. I need to do some drawing in the next couple of days. So right, I have all these to sort through because I desperately need to get some seeds in. Desperately need to get some seeds in. I've got the urge now to start sowing a few things. So if I get them in this weekend, germination 7 to 14 days, means the things are going to be popping up on the windowsill in March, and then last frost day is May, so March, April, May. So I have potential for stuff on the windowsills for, once they've been established, 6 weeks. So that's why I'm trying to put off sowing, but I need to get the chilies in. I won't do my tomatoes just yet, but I want to get my chilies in. I'll get them in soon. Yeah, but then I'm gonna, once March is here, hopefully, it's like everything with sowing seeds, it's judging it on the weather. The way our winter's been, I was thinking, right, we can get everything sown really early and we can get things in the ground because it looks like a mild winter. And then we had this cold snap and it has gone, I've got the heating on today, and we've hardly had the heating on over December at all because it's been like 8-9 degrees, and my house is quite warm. I know it's like an old 1950s house, so it's got double glazing and stuff, but it should be cooler than what it is. And maybe I'm on some kind of like Indian burial ground or something, which would be completely impossible because there were no Native American Indians in the UK. But maybe I'm on some kind of medieval, like, burial ground, and there's like the thermal energy coming through the ground is keeping the house warm. I have no idea, but the house is pretty warm even like when it's cold outside. So if it's like 8-9 degrees outside, you don't need your heating on in the house because the house is like 12 to 17 degrees. And being a Brit, that's perfect. I love 15 degrees. 15 degrees is absolute pleasure. It's ace. But like today, got the heating on because it's like 4 degrees outside and it's a really cold wind, and the windows are so, you put your hand on the windows, they're so cold, and obviously that cold then comes through. So I've got the heating on, but I was thinking to myself, I digress again, sorry. I was thinking to myself, we can get some things in the ground, we can start sowing early. And now I'm thinking, no, we're just going to have to, postpone everything and treat it like a normal winter, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, really. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? But I always judge my seed sowing more by the weather than by what it says on the packet, or, because sometimes it can say sow things in January, which is all well and good, but if you haven't got a way of protecting them, what are you going to do with a 2-foot high plant and you've got no greenhouse and you can't put it outside because you can still get a frost up until May, and stuff like that. So you've got to use common sense, but yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. I don't know if we are going to get this snow that's been forecast for the weekend. In before now in the UK, in Shropshire, I remember snow at Easter. I think snow at Easter is quite common. In fact, the year my son was born, there was snow in May. Yeah, because the year my son was born, he was born in the November. In the May time, I'd come home from work and I decided to walk to the pub down. That was not living here then, but I decided to walk to a pub down the road, and I'd gone in. I'd had a few pints with my mate, and we walked outside, and there was about 4 inches of snow on the ground. When we walked in to the pub, oh, that's the sun. Like when we walked into the pub, it was just bone dry, and there wasn't hardly a cloud in the sky, and it was like 5 degrees, 6 degrees. and then all of a sudden the temperature drops, snow clouds come over, bish bash bosh, and it was snowing. So you kind of get that, aren't you? It's a risky take with gardening, I suppose. It's like when to sow, when not to sow. I've almost drunk my tea. Sorry, I don't have a comment popped up. Oh, nice selection of seeds. Look, sheets. Nice selection of seeds. Yeah, they were from Wilco in the Wilkinson sale. These seeds, the ones with Johnson, the branded seeds, they were in the sale, and they were 30p a packet, so reduced from like £3 and £2. And then these Wilco seeds, they were 10p a packet. And I did an Instagram post when I got it, so I'm guessing now, but I'm buffered again. I'm pretty sure I paid about £12 for about £160 worth of seeds, £170 worth of seeds. Yeah, it was an absolute obscene saving, and there's not a single packet of seeds there, with the exception of parsnips, that hasn't got at least a 3-year use by date on it. And I don't really go by use by dates for a lot of things, even including food. But you were saying about sowing your old tomato seeds. Last year, the tomato seeds I sowed, some of them on the back of the packet had the use by date of like 2005. I was like 2015 then, 2005. So they were like, what, 14? No, yeah, 14. Yeah, 14-year-old seeds. 14 years out of date, and they still germinated. Seed to seeds. I mean, scientists have proved it, and they seed wants to live, plant wants to live, unless it's damaged and this that, and the other, they'll grow, because seeds can be in the ground. But they've prehistoric seeds have been found that have been underground, found in caves, whatever, for 65,000 years or whatever, and they've germinated. So it's gonna happen. Seeds are fantastic, aren't they? They are ace. You think about it. I mean, let's pick something. Here we go. Marrow seeds. Okay. Now, what's a marrow seed? About as big as a fingernail, something like that. So something as big as a fingernail, you can drop into the ground and add water to, and if the conditions are right, you can end up with something, bigger than your arms. Something that weighs £20 in weight. It's just mental. It's like cold fusion, isn't it? You just think nutrients and water make this thing grow, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I have this conversation with people, normally with religious people, that don't believe like things like the universe is like everlasting and this, that, and the other, and the Big Bang Theory. And people say to me, how do you explain the Big Bang Theory then? Everything was created by God, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, no, it's created by the Big Bang. And they were like, how can something come from nothing? And I normally go, seeds. Start again. You can plant a seed, which is teeny tiny, and within 6 weeks, that's a plant. And then that plant's got fruit on, and it's massive and it's huge. And where's that come from? It's come from nothing. It's exploded and grown, a bit like the Big Bang. So yeah, I love seeds. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to seeds. Sorry. Cool. Right, I think that's probably everything I wanted to talk about. Meat, seeds, poorly chicken, being at home, made a cup of tea. Yeah, that's probably about it, really. So unless anyone has any questions, I will probably bugger off and leave you alone, because I'm sure you've all got things to be doing with, getting on with. I know I haven't. Well, I haven't till later anyway, till I pick my other half up. So I'm going to make another brew, and with the buffering, I'm probably not going to invite you into my kitchen again, because I think it'll just buffer like crazy, absolutely crazy. So right, folks, I'm glad you're all okay, and that's what I've been up to for the last few days. It's pouring down the rain now, as you can probably tell out the window, out there. Yeah, it's pouring down the rain, and I generally don't want to do anything outside at the moment, but I am going to go to Wilco's, get a bag of compost, and sow some chilies and put them on my desk, I think. Working and doing nothing much at the moment. Yeah, I know. Working hard, doing nothing much. I think that's what my other half's been doing for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think if I missed something I wanted to talk about. I could always do another live over the weekend, couldn't I? So, yes, folks, thank you for dropping in, as always. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, I still can't believe that I've got like 1,400 subscribers, and it's mental because I'm just a weird bloke that talks shit about gardening and fishing and metal detecting and stuff. That's crazy. But no, I love our little community we've got online. I know most of the people I speak to are allotment people or homesteaders and people growing veg and all that kind of thing. And it's coming to a busy time now, isn't it? So it's nice to... Buffett again. Yeah, I've got a message, Erica, actually, from Erica's Little Welsh Garden, because we normally talk quite a lot about gardening and stuff over the telephone or WhatsApp kind of thing. But haven't spoke to her for it since she got married. So I know I was planning on like going to see a few people this year. Like I quite like to go and see Dave at Dave's allotment up in... I don't want to offend him now. I don't know if he's in Newcastle or Sunderland. I think he's Newcastle, isn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Newcastle. Somebody else is in Sunderland, aren't they? Yeah, I can't think. But yeah, I want to go around and try and meet a few people. And there's a few people I've spoken to. Yeah, and there's a few people with the... don't know if you watch Big Jet TV. Yes. Don't know if you watching Big Jet. He was live streaming aircraft going to Heathrow. No way! That's mental. 4,000 new subscribers. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, there's a couple. So there's a couple of people I want to go and see, and I don't want to go and see them to raise my subscriber count. I want to go and see them because I want to learn about other people's allotments and this, that, and the other, and what they're doing, and I want to just have a brew with some of them and have a chat about stuff. So yeah, that might be a thing for my channel over the summer. It might be a case of, you know, getting out and seeing other people. And I'm trying to fund a vlogging van. I need to make a video on that. I need to do it. I've mentioned it a couple of times in lives, but I need to get my fundraising off the ground. You're gone again. Yeah, well, I think I've been on about 50 minutes, and for some reason it keeps buffering, and I don't know why I'm sitting in my house, so I'm going to restart my internet in a bit. But yeah, I want to get a vlogging van, and I want to try and crowdfund it. And I've started to GoFundMe. I have started to GoFundMe, and I need to share the link to everyone. But in fact, I'll get my laptop out. Hang on, get my laptop out. But I'm going to make a video about it. Hang on a second. I'm going to make a video about it because I reckon if I can get 1,000 people to donate to me the price of a tea or a pint, then I can GoFund myself the vlogging van, which I intend to take up and down the UK, various different points throughout the year, talking to people about gardening, metal detecting, fishing, about being outside, mental health and disability, and how basically getting active and doing stuff on a regular basis can improve your health, basically, and improve your state of mind, and probably, like, you know, improve, you know, relationships and time with children, this, that and the other. And it sounds really weird, but using social media as a way to kind of get people off social media and on to doing outdoorsy stuff, and especially like people with disabilities or people with mental health problems or people who are just feeling a bit low and a bit down and a bit, you know, because sometimes it's so easy just to sit in the house. We've got Netflix, we've got Amazon, we've got the internet, we've got the news, we've got radio, we've got TV. It's so easy to sit in the house and occupy yourself, but you're not really occupied, if that makes sense. You're just nullifying your senses, and then you're just start to get into a circle of, you know, feeling worse and worse, and you don't really know why it feels worse, and you think, well, I did loads of stuff today, so why do I feel miserable? But then you look back and you think all those stuff was like internet, Netflix, this, that, and the other in the house. So just think about getting outside. But yeah, vlogging van. Right, hang on a second. Go. Go. Oh. Hang on a second. I just want to Wi-Fi off and put the bloody 3G on. So that's just probably burnt through a hell of a lot of my data. It doesn't cost me anything, but it means I'll run out now. Damn technology. So yeah, let me try and find this. Oh, crikey, can't find it now. Can't find it. Oh. So here we go. Oh, unplug it, Ross. Unplug it before you smash your laptop into the floor. So there it is. My GoFundMe. There you go. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I will pop a link. I will make a video and pop a link in it. Disability vlogging van dash grow your own life. I imagine if you Google that, yeah, it won't be a VW camper van because I can't afford that. It'll be a Ford Transit or a Toyota or something that I can convert. But it was a nice picture. Yeah, oh, I love a VW. If there's any millionaires out there watching this and would like to go fund me a VW camper van, that would be awesome. I would pretty much do anything for a VW camper van. Yeah, pretty much anything. You know, you choose. I mean, I'm straight, but you know, VW camper van would probably sort myself out, you know, emotionally, and so I'd sleep with a rich man to get a VW camper. I'm joking. I'm joking. Or am I? Depends if Bill Gates turns up now, doesn't it, with a brand spanking new VW camper van. So anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a video about that at some point, which will be good. But yeah, I just think it'll be a really cool project, and I kind of like to. I'd almost like to run it like a business. You know, not as a business per se, but I'd like to like use it as a way of like subsidizing my income and like maybe selling a bit of art, you know, on my travels and give me some inspiration and, you know, do with the vlogs. And I mean, one of my friends, well, a couple of my friends, well, I don't say friends, they're acquaintances really, a couple of acquaintances of mine actually do, somebody else has just started it, and you know, they do all right kind of thing financially. So maybe that's the thing, because obviously I can talk forever, as we can see for the fact that the clock on this video is 56 minutes 56 minutes of me talking absolute bullshit, and you're watching it. I'm joking. But no, so I'd quite like to do something like that, but I have zero expendable income to fund it myself at the moment. You know, don't get it wrong, we're not struggling by me. You know, we eat well, and you know, we have Netflix and stuff and things like that. So you know, we have these little luxuries. But if I can go fund it, then that would be awesome. And I would like to think that eventually, over the course of its lifetime, the vlogging van will pay for itself. A different one then. So the vlogging van would kind of like pay for itself in like helping out people. So I wanted it to be like, if the vlogging van people donate and they get me the £4,000 or whatever it is, 4,500 to get a van, then hopefully I can give 4,500 tenfold back in help and support for other people, if that makes sense. It's not so, but yeah, that's the way I'm thinking at the moment. But I need to kind of put it into more layman's terms, really. Yeah, I want it to be about giving back, not, So it's almost want it to be like almost like a charitable venture, but I don't want it to be a financial charitable venture, if that makes sense. I don't want to be like anything financial money wise. I want it to be people can log on and they can look at the vlogs and then they can take something from it, improve their lives, this, that, and the other. And if it means that it saves people from doing stupid things, or and if it saves people from living in despair or whatever else, then it's got to be all good, hasn't it? And I mean, millions of pounds gets donated to things like cancer research all the time, and I've got no major issue with cancer. You go and give a pound in a bucket, and everyone in the UK gives a pound in a bucket, but their chief executive is getting £150,000 a year salary, and you think to yourself, something doesn't quite sit right with me with like charities that do that. So, and obviously, my vlogging van is going to cost £4,000, and I don't intend on taking any kind of salary from it. I just intend on driving around the country and talking to people about disability and mental health and getting outside, to encourage more people with disability and mental health to get outside. And yeah, I suppose the argument is there that it's quite a cool thing for me to do, and people would like to do it, and this, that, and the other. But I suppose there's an element of, if government and society as a whole was helping people with disability and mental health, then people like me wouldn't need to feel the need to do that to help people, and in which case, indirectly, it's a good thing to spend the money on. But hey ho, probably overthought that completely. So tell me to shut up. That's fine. Right, folks, I better go then. Yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. We're at the hour mark. Hour mark. I just double check, make there's any questions. No. No. Campervan laughing. Ron with the breakdown. Curiosity Incorporated in Canada. Oh, cheers, Jim. Thanks for that, mate. That's, yeah. Like I said, I need to make a proper video where I can actually make some notes and make it come across, get the ideas out my head down rather than just rambling on. But like I said, other than a few of my subscribers, I don't think many people will see these lives, so it's quite nice to just talk candidly about, what's been going on in your head, really. So that's what I'd like to do. That's the plan, anyway. Fingers crossed. You never know. It might fall flat on its face. It might not. But I am solely reliant on other people, and it's not something I can do on my own. I wish I could. I wish I could just go to the bank and get a loan for £4,000 and just do it, but I can't, because I can't afford that. So yeah, and I don't really know what else I can do. I mean, I've had a few years now of doing it from my phone and my YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I didn't see a glove puppet as a guess, mate. No, but yeah, I've lots completely threw me now. What I was talking about? I can't remember. How you doing? Hope you're okay. Yeah. So no, I just yeah, I need the help of other people to do it, because I think the channel's done quite well with helping people. I get loads of messages from people saying like they've watched my videos, and I've had a few people who said they've watched my videos, they've got disability, and they've gone and got allotments, which is fucking awesome. Right? Sorry for swearing, but it's absolutely amazing, that is, and I'm chuffed to hell about that. And I've had other people that said they've got an allotment, they've got a disability, they've had mental health problems, they've started gardening, they've started growing things in pots, and that's fucking awesome too. It really is. Actually, do you know what? I'm not apologising for swearing that time, because it's true, because that's exactly how I feel, and not all swear words are bad. And and it's great, and I've had people email me, message me, people have gone to me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Shrop Allotment. You'll find me. I'm sure if you put in Grow Your Own Life, I pop up. I've had people message me on Twitter and say they've watched my videos, and they've they've like seen light at the end of the tunnel, kind of thing, because they were in the situation I was 5 years ago, when they've like either recently become disabled or they've recently had mental health problems, or like with many disabled people, we get both at the same time, because having a disability messes with your head, something chronic at times. And then they've watched a video of mine and they've, said that it's been really good and it's helped them, and they've, you know, started going out, kind of thing, and they've, it doesn't have to be gardening, fishing or metal detecting. They've gone and done something different. They're just my hobbies and they've gone and done other hobbies, and it's really cool when that happens. So I'm thinking, if just using my camera phone and my allotment and a crappy tripod, I can get through to people that way, what can I do if I do something a bit more adventurous? So that's the idea behind the vlogging van. Will the vlogging van help me get to more people? Possibly. Is the vlogging van a pretty cool thing to do, because it'll probably mean that I get through to more people? Are people more likely to click on a video because it's to do with van life, travelling around, this, that and the other, it's meeting new people, isn't it? Yes, because at the end of the day, we humans are emotive creatures and we like to watch things that are interesting. And me sitting on the sofa with talking to you like this is fantastic, but it's not very emotive. Me on a beach in Wales in a vlogging van talking to someone about disability is probably going to get more people to click on it, and it's therefore probably going to get more people with disabilities to stumble upon it and realise that there's, not help and there's things to do and this, that and the other. So yeah, that's it in my head anyway. Oh, I'm going back to the point. No, I didn't see the glove putty thing. I like Mr. Hat, as it were, but I haven't watched any of his lives for the last few months, simply because I haven't had time. I've been house husband and stuff, and I've come in from doing the school run, and I've been absolutely shattered, to be honest, because it's been hard. It's been busy doing the school run and stuff. Doing my day-to-day stuff. Because I don't always cook because I can't. I don't always do the housework because I can't. I don't always do this, that and the other because I can't, because of obviously physical thing, pain and everything else. So I've just been, when I've done the school run, I've just been absolutely shattered. So some days I've just gone and fallen asleep on the sofa. I've had so many naps in the last 2 weeks on the sofa. It's untrue. It's ridiculous. Just doing this. Hey, well, that is my first super chat. That is really, really cool. You didn't have to do that, by the way. You really didn't have to do it. In fact, I was actually going to disable. It makes me feel a bit strange, but thank you. That's really cool. I will buy a beer with that. Thank you very much. That's really, really cool. Super chat. No way. Oh dear, it's made my day. That has made my day. I don't even know how super chat works. I don't even know where that money goes. I don't know how it. I'm gonna have to look into that now, knowing that there's £2.99 floating around somewhere. That's ace. That's cool. £2.99. God, things I can spend with that. Oh no, thank you. You didn't have to. Buffering again. See, it can't have been the phone because I've got it on Wi-Fi now and it's still buffering. But no, that's really cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, like I said, I want to start selling some artwork and stuff via my channel. I've got a picture over there that I want to sell, but I haven't put it up yet. And I've done a canvas and things. I mainly do seascapes. I just like the sea, even though I don't live anywhere near the sea. Yeah, I'd quite like to use my channel to do stuff like that and make some money, just to help out. It'll be nice if my channel and my artwork and everything could end up being like a part-time job, and contributing, a decent salary into the household. But that means I need to get cracking really on a few things. It could be weather related actually, mate, because of the rain and stuff we've had. So yeah, it could well be. Yeah, I'd quite like it if it can contribute like some kind of part-time income. That would be really good. Obviously the allotment provides food for the family, like summer, spring, summer, late spring, summer, autumn, and sometimes into winter we get quite a bit of food from the allotment. and it helps obviously, especially with fruit and things like that, like strawberries and raspberries. God, it costs a fortune to buy them from the shop, and that's really, really good. Potatoes as well. I mean, I'm going to grow Jersey Royals. I was going to grow some Jersey Royals, and I was actually going to go and get some sand from the beach in Wales, and mix it with some. I wanted some, like, because obviously Jersey Royals are grown on like sandy soil in uh, Jersey. I'm such a tit. And I'm not going to go all the way to Jersey to get some soil. It's gone. There you go. Ready? So I'm not going to go to Jersey just to. I'm going to spin this camera around so it's not by the window. All right, bear with me. That's better. So yeah, I wasn't going to go to Jersey to get some sand, but I thought my closest beach is Barmouth in Wales, which is miles away. But we normally go there once a year anyway. So I thought I'm going to take a bag with me. I'm going to get a big bag of sand dune sand, because Jersey Raws cost an absolute fortune. They're really tasty, but they need that kind of like sea, kind of sandy kind of soil to grow in to give them like their, I suppose, their flavour, their texture and everything else. So I thought I'd try that. But yeah, things like potatoes and new potatoes, they cost an absolute fortune. So the allotment helps massively with like money coming into the house. Yeah, I think I will wash it well, but I think once it's washed and it's mixed in with soil, I think it'll be fine. But it's just an experiment. We'll see if it works. You might find that you don't really need that sandy soil, but I just thought to myself, if Jersey Royals are so good, if they're so good, because they are grown in sandy situations, then why not try it? But yeah, all those things help with the allotment. All those things help with the money coming into the house. But if I can get the channel to work for me in some way, and just, I'm not talking about a million subs and a million views and this, that, and the other, but man, if I could tick over, I don't know what a part-time wage would be. I suppose if I could tick over £300 a month, selling some paintings, well, not paintings, they're chalks, selling some artwork, selling some crafty things, a few payments from Google, that'll be a nice, I'd be well happy with that. I'd be chuffed. It'd be quite nice to say that I'm sustainable with a little part-time job kind of thing. So I'd quite like that. That'd be good. Excuse me. Right, just check these messages. God, I'm going for an hour and 11 minutes. Are you not all bored of me yet? By the way, what's this support all? What have I missed? So I support all. Okay. No idea. No idea. Obviously just been trolled. Have I been trolled? Is that like is that a joke that I've no, I don't know. God, over my head. If it has, it's gone well over my head. There's the only problem with this thing on your phone, that you can't see the chats properly, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. I'm like reliant on literally reading them the second they pop up, otherwise they disappear forever. Right, folks. Oh, okay, fair dues. Sorry about that. Even if you're not trying me. How are the oils tanker raised beds going? Mate, they are super so far. They have been packed with goodness. In fact, I even said to one of my neighbours, well, actually two of my neighbours on the allotment, who had a load of weeds and they were throwing them away, and I said, "Can I have your weeds?" And I put them in there first, so that all the weeds have gone into the oil tanks, and then I've covered them over now with the stuff at the chicken run, chicken manure. And now all I've got to do now is layer a load of cardboard on top, and then actually even a dead rat went in there today. Every bit of waste. And when I said dead rat, I not poisoned or anything. I'd got caught in one of my traps down the allotment for the chickens, and so that's all gone in there, and it's all been covered up, and it's got to be covered up with cardboard. Then it's going to have compost put on top of it, and then fingers crossed. By I would say April, May time, they should be good to start planting into, and then they'll work as a hugel culture. That's how you say it. Hugel. I always say whenever I hear the word hugel culture, It reminds me, I think is it Wayne's World? Is it Wayne World or Austin Powers when he goes, Jürgen Schlurgen from the Splurgen Kaplurgens? So yeah, anyway, I digress. What film's that from? Jürgen Splurgen from the Flurgel Kaplurgens. It's definitely a Mike Myers. Anyway, it makes me chuckle when I hear Hugo Culture. Hugo Culture? Yosh, have a smoke and a pancake. That was a really bad Dutch accent, wasn't it? Yeah, I got drainage holes in the bottom. Mate of mine who did it for me, he's a heating engineer, so he gets loads of them. So he flushed it all out for me, and then they had a quick clean down the allotment. And he got his mini chainsaw on the go, and he cut, God, some big drainage holes out, ones that the worms can come through and do their bit. So yeah, that'll be all good. And they were flushed out, they were cleaned, and then they were even cleaned again and left to stand for like quite a while, a good 2 months, until like there was a slight smell to them. The smell's completely gone now. There's nothing there, and obviously they're thick plastic. So when I'm dead and gone, someone down the allotment will have 2 or 3 amazing raised beds. And then when they're dead and gone, the next person will have 3 amazing raised beds, because they literally, plastic will last forever. And it, like I said, because it's oil tanker, it's proper plastic. It's not this flimsy stuff that will crack and disintegrate in sunlight. I mean, these things are designed to stay outside in all weathers for like 20 years. So, and they're already 20 years old, and they're solid as a rock. Honestly, absolutely, almost bomb-proof, I'd say. More people should do it. They should do it. They should have a look at recycling and stuff like that, because my mate who's the heating engineer, he was saying polypropylene, probably, yeah. My mate who's the heat engineer was saying that all he can do is chainsaw them up and send them to a recycling centre, where they get, obviously, all plastic gets down. Plastic can be recycled, but a lot of people don't realise it gets downcycled every time, to the point where it can't be recycled. Aluminium can always be recycled to make aluminium. Glass can always be recycled to make glass. Plastic, when it's recycled, always goes down a notch, because of the way its chemical makeup is, kind of thing. So he was saying it just gets sent to the recycling centre, gets chopped up and gets turned into plastic pellets, and probably used to make, McDonald's Happy Meal toys or something stupid like that. And obviously he gets no money for it. And he was saying, like, people want it. And I've already had one person down the allotment that's said to me, can you get me some of those oil tankers? Oil tanks. And I said, yeah, I'll speak to him. So my mate, obviously he's busy. When he's got time, he's going to chainsaw another one up and do it. And I'm going to have one more, and this other person's going to have 2. But yeah, if you can get hold of one, that's so cool. They're absolutely so cool. To people who don't know what we're talking about, it's oil-fired central heating. Normally, if you live out in the countryside in the UK, and I imagine it's like this other places, you can have your heating run off diesel. I think it's diesel, isn't it? You can have your heating run off diesel, but in order to get the diesel, you have to have a big tank in your garden. It's normally a big plastic tank, and they fill it up with diesel, and it runs your heating off. And over time, sometimes these crack, they get damaged in storms, or people have them for like 30 years and then they replace them. It's where the two have been joined together, and then they're wasted. But once you've cleaned them out and you've cut them into raised bed shapes, which is dead simple with a chainsaw, it's just this perfect raised bed. Absolutely perfect. And why no one has come up with this idea before, I don't know. I think I'm the first person that I've seen on YouTube that's made one out of an oil tanker, oil tank. But no, it's great. You should do it. Check it out. I can't remember what the video is called. If you look through my videos, it's probably called something like Hugel Culture or Raised Beds or something like that. But yeah, but that will feature a lot in the next few months, because obviously I've got to cap them off and get them ready for sowing in the late spring. 8 of you are in there now, and 9 thumbs up, and not I don't hear how that works. I imagine someone's dropped out and others have come in. But yeah, cool. No way. God, I've been doing an hour and 18 minutes of talking random nonsense. Mental, absolutely mental. Should I go now? Should I go? Oh. Jeff Hamilton, the TV gardener, used to do something different. No, he didn't. I'm the first. Damn it. I'm the first. Joking. Yeah, no, cool. That's good, that is. Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense. Because I've noticed that a lot of these things that you buy for the garden that are plastic just don't last. I've had plastic trugs and plant pots which I've spent like £8 on, and I've had them for 2 years, and two frosts have killed it, and then I'm just left with a load of waste plastic. But you know, these are not going to disintegrate in the sun and the frost. So I am very, very happy with that. Right, right. I think that's it. I think that's possibly it. I've talked for long enough now, and I want another cup of tea. And I want to turn the heating off because it's starting to get warm now in the house, which is nice. But as I've said, my house is ridiculously warm at the best of times. So it can, if I leave the heating on too long, it can get ridiculous. I'm literally, my son will come down in shorts and t-shirts. So yeah, I need to turn the heating off, and I want to make another brew. And I'm not going to put you through that again, not with it buffering in the kitchen. Excuse me. So, folks, thank you very much for dropping in as always, and thank you so much for the super chat. That's yeah, it's really cool. I'm dead chuffed with that. Dead chuffed. And it's still buffering, so I'm going to reset my internet, and hopefully I will do another live very soon, probably over the weekend actually. It depends what the weather's like. So yeah, thanks again, folks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for dropping me messages. I really appreciate it, guys, and it's been lovely talking to you as always. So take care. Happy sewing. May all your beeps be gold ones, and tight lines to all my followers. Cheerio.